That's a lovely view of the Golden Horn, everyone. The other side is the old town. We're up north. This is the new town. That's a stadium down below, which that part down there is called Kasımpaşa, and that's where our Prime Minister Erdogan is from. Sometimes the elites look down to him and say he's from down there. And that's a hotel in the front, Para Palace Hotel, from 1893, where Agatha Christie wrote the novel Murder on the Orient Express. 11 Days and Nights in room 411. I'll show you one of my DVDs. It will show you that. And on the left-hand side used to be the American consulate. They moved it away from the town center for security reasons in the last 8 years. And we continue down towards the Golden Horn. Now, as we approach the aqueduct, the Church of Pantocrator is on top of the hill here, over this 6th century AD underground cistern. It used to be underground until they lowered this area here. We will see a cistern today. This is under restoration from the 6th century AD. That's the beautiful Mosque of Suleiman the Magnificent, where on the final day we will watch the Friday prayer. The largest one in town. 4 minarets, 10 balconies, indicates Suleiman was the 10th Ottoman Sultan, and yet he was the 4th to have ruled in Constantinople after its conquest. Can you all clearly hear and understand me at the back? Okay. And mosques, if they come with a single minaret in Istanbul, they were built by wealthy people. 2 or more, they were built by royalty. And we have 638 of those in Istanbul until, that is, 1923. Since then we don't have the royalty. Turkey has been a republic. This is from 375 AD, by the way. Only the very top portion has been restored. It's next to this theological school, a madrasa, Gazanfera, 1599 on the right-hand side, which has been recently restored. The municipality building from 1953 is on the left-hand side. Yavaş geçiyoruz. As we go through this underpass, on both sides, you will see the bicycle market. This is where people come to buy their bicycles. Biraz yavaş. Look at this wall on the right-hand side. It looks like it's incomplete. This is how Istanbul is like. I wish they had a plaque telling us what it was all about. Yavaş soldan şimdi. And that is where the Church of Saint Polioktos was located. Saint Polioktos Church was the largest church in Constantinople until Saint Sophia was built. It was built by Anikia Juliana, a princess of royalty. Not like Theodora, the wife of Justinian, who was like, in a way, Evita Peron, a singer, and was not royalty, so there was much rivalry between the two ladies, and that's one of the reasons why today's Saint Sophia was built a lot larger than the Church of Saint Polioktos, which existed till the arrival of the Fourth Crusades, and since then it has been demolished. And basically that goes back to 1204, 1261, the Fourth Crusades. We'll talk about that later on. Actually, tomorrow I will do, when we are on the road, the last 12,000 years of Turkish history in a nutshell. Okay? It will come in handy for us to understand when we see a theater, if it's Greek, or it's Roman, or Greco-Roman, both. And it will be of use for the many days on the road which we will be together. Now this area, biraz yavaş, is interesting. They're digging for an underground subway station. The station is to be finished in a year and a half. That is where they discovered a skeleton of a young girl who passed away 8,500 years ago. That's the old harbor of Theodosius, and that is Theodosius II, and that is about 413 AD. They also discovered some 22 ships wrecked by a tsunami in the 11th century, broken into two pieces. And as it stayed under the mud, and the water came and flooded the area, and that kind of stopped the oxygen from getting in because of the layers of the mud above it. The ships are in fantastic condition with all the amphoras discovered inside. So they will have some of that on display when they open this place as a subway station. That is in connection with the Marmaray underwater channel that is being built along the Bosphorus. So if you get on the train from Victoria Station in London, you will be able to go directly to Peking. And that will be finished in a year and a half time. Now these ferry boats are from down under. They're from Tasmania. These are Tasmanian boats. 2 cheers for our 2 ladies. And they just cross this Sea of Marmara from the north to the south. It takes them 2 hours, 15 minutes. We used quite a few of them to evacuate some 20,000 people out of Libya last year when the Arab Spring and the fighting was going on between Gaddafi and the others. Look at our tulips, everyone. How do you love them? This is the right time to be in Istanbul. And I'll tell you the story of tulips inside the Blue Mosque later on today. Why they are Turkish flowers. You may have heard other stories. Okay, so I will try and work on that later on today. Look on your left-hand side. These are parts of the city walls from 413 AD. And that is the walls of Theodosius, everyone. We're coming towards the fish market on the right-hand side. This is our fisherman's wharf, where you have bass, turbot, mullet, bonito, perch, see swordfish, sardines, depending on different seasons. Look, they're on the stalls. There you have them. Okay, and that's a small fishing market on the right-hand side. The Blue Mosque is appearing with its 6 minarets on the left-hand side, where Saint Sophia is also located. This is where they're building a new marriage registration office. We don't get married in a mosque. We have registration offices with 2 witnesses. And this is what is being built right here. And we're turning in to go to the old town. The only way in and out for these buses, can you imagine in a month's time, maybe with minimum 3 to 7 cruise ships in town, we're going to have probably 250 buses touring in Istanbul all at the same time. This is the advertisement of the new speed train, which we have between Ankara and Eskişehir and Ankara and Konya. In a year and a half's time, it's going to connect Ankara and Istanbul. Instead of driving 6 hours by bus, it'll be 3 hours on the speed train. Ahead of us, we have the old Sfindone turning point of the hippodrome from the 4th century AD. Above that, the pink building was my University of Tourism and Economics, where I graduated from a couple of 100 years ago. And we're headed for the area with the Blue Mosque, which has 6 minarets, and it comes with a story. Sultan Ahmet I asked his architect Mehmet Ağa to build him a mosque with gold minarets. I'm sorry. The word in Turkish for gold is altın, A-L-T-I-N. But the architect didn't want to spend all the money on the minarets. That would be a waste of money. The Sultan was young and he was more experienced elderly architect. So he went ahead and built it with 6 minarets, because the word in Turkish for 6 is A-L-T-I. Only the N is missing at the end. So the mosque is now appearing on your left-hand side, everyone, with its 6 minarets. And you're very close to Father Tom's special area, where usually he likes to stay when he returns to Istanbul. So you'll be all around this area to discover more of the antiquities, such as underneath this ground here is the Mosaic Museum, and that is the bottom floor of the Palace of Constantine the Great from the 4th century AD. So the Blue Mosque has 6 minarets, and you can see the wall of the Palace of Constantine, just the portion is remaining. Then comes Saint Sophia ahead of us. And when the mosque was completed in 7 years, in 1616, that's a quiz question, by the way. We have quizzes every day on the bus. So I'm glad you're all listening. Hello.
Hello.
Good. Good. So 1616, the Blue Mosque was completed with 6 minarets, and the Sultan asked the architect when he was going to put the gold on it. That is when he looked real surprised and said gold. He said, "Oh my goodness, how could I misunderstand you?" Look ahead. The yellow buildings is part of that Four Seasons Hotel. And that used to be the old prison where people now spend $400 minimum to stay in an old cell.
And we are across the street,
Yes,
those of us who
you're
are staying.
Close, very close. So basically,
Much cheaper.
yes, and it's not the old prison as well. So we are continuing with our story of the Blue Mosque. I will bring you this way later on so we get the best view of the Blue Mosque with pictures, and the best view of Saint Sophia I will show you so you will take your pictures. Let us try and stick together because of all the people who are selling things. And try and do not take out your wallets when I'm not there, because sometimes there are pickpockets. And I want to make sure that I am next to you when you're negotiating to buy something. So the price, I hope, will be right, is what I will help you with. And I can't run after those guys like I used to. I've been doing this for 45 years. I'm 65 right now, so have mercy on me, okay? And stay close to me, and then they will not bother you as much. They're a bit persistent, I have to say. So 1616, biraz hava ver bize içeri abi. 1616, ladies and gentlemen, is when the mosque was finished after, and that's a quiz question, after 7 years. So the architect said, "I'm so sorry, I must have misunderstood you, and I don't know how I can misunderstand you myself." And he then said, "I thought you wanted the most minareted mosque in the world." And the most minareted mosque until that time was in Mecca, which only had 5 minarets. That is Saint Sophia on our right-hand side with 4 minarets. And so the Sultan said, add 2 more to the one in Mecca to settle the dispute, because the people in Mecca were unhappy. So then it was raised to 7 minarets by the order of the Sultan. When I went to Mecca in 1992, it had 7 minarets. I was back there in 94 and realized they had added 2 more, because now it has 9 minarets. So the Battle of Minarets is far from over, everyone, okay? We're going to be ready to go into Saint Sophia. There is a lineup to get tickets. I will give you your tickets. Please do not lose them. And as we pass through that corridor where people are lining up to get tickets, I would like you to hold your tickets up high so the guards will let us in. And when we leave the bus now, I will be on the headset system. Thank you.